Good evening. Welcome to They Think It's All Over, your weekly live podcast where we talk about football and pretend like we know what we're talking about. You've got me, Ash, I'm a Newcastle supporter, feeling kind of sixy. We've got Liam, who's fallen out of love with football because he supports Everton, and Crippy, who's probably got one eye on Sky Sports News because he's a fan, and they have already kicked off. How are we doing, lads?
Good. Well, mine was in homage to John Coleman when he was at Accrington Stanley. I don't even remember the interview.
Who are they?
Well, exactly.
You kind of not, can you? We've got Kevin in the comments straight away there, and poor old Andy.
Yeah.
Who's nervous. His game has just kicked off.
I've got Leeds on as well, so
we get done for copyright now.
No, there wasn't much on. It was just the announcement.
Doesn't matter. You know, shit up. Yeah, proper bastards. Anyway.
I know.
Anyway, how are we going, gents?
Yeah, not too bad.
Totally cut you off mid Accrington Stanley anecdote there. So, what was it?
Yeah, no, this is like 4 years ago. I think they got robbed in it was the FA Cup or something. They had a bad decision, and the interview after the game was like, "I'm just rapidly falling out with love of football. You know, I just get stiffed every weekend by the referees." And I was like, "You're not wrong, mate. Honestly. You're not wrong."
feeling it hard. Where do we kick off tonight? Andy, don't tell me anything. He's a minute behind.
You're right.
Liam with his super fast internet.
It's got to be Newcastle, hasn't it?
I think so, yeah, because, well, actually, Newcastle, but not really. Let's talk about Tottenham. Newcastle were just phenomenal on Sunday, but a lot has gone on at Tottenham since.
Yeah.
And during, I mean, there's a story going about that Hugo Lloris refused to come out for the second half.
Yeah.
After falling out with pretty much everyone, which makes the fact that he came out at full time to have a dig at everybody an absolute fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like if he's taking it upon himself to not come out in the second half, he has absolutely no right to criticize anybody. Well. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, the captain. Yeah, I agree.
And you know, it was him who shipped 5 goals at the end of the day. I think obviously his defense didn't help, but he didn't even move for Murphy's.
But also, you can't. You're a professional. You got to get on with it. You're not going to win every game of the season. Yeah, they're awful. The defense were terrible, but you've got to be the one to say, right, lads, put this together, get on with it. For as much as Zinchenko got criticised for getting the players into a huddle when Arsenal went 2-0 down, that's what the captain should do. The captain should get everyone together, calm people down, and just say, right, lads, come on, we've got to sort this out. But he's gone off. Yeah, he's gone off throwing his toys out the pram like a child, and it looks terrible, doesn't it? Just letting your teammates do it themselves.
Spurs, yeah, they've refunded everyone's ticket who went.
Season
tickets. I suppose it's fair. Yeah, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, I mean, they only watched 20 minutes, didn't they? So
yeah.
if you walk out before, true. If you walk out of a film before halfway through, they can refund you. So it makes sense. Kev saying perhaps credit to Newcastle because it's all been Spurs. Yeah, national media has obviously gone with the Spurs were terrible, and it's really upsetting Newcastle fans because like a lot of them obviously they don't work in journalism or anything, so they don't realise that the story is Spurs were shit.
Yeah,
anyone can talk about how good Newcastle were, and that's great, but Spurs being wank when they're supposed to be in the top 6, that's a better story for, especially nationwide anyway.
Of course.
Now, some Newcastle fans need to get their heads around that a bit.
I would say...
Yeah, Murphy's goal was class, but
yeah.
Lloris didn't move. That was the point. Like, he didn't even make an attempt. He just watched it go by.
I mean, there's some worldies from 30 yards where you're like, wow, that's like travelled. But, I mean, he's stopped, he's turned...
He's had all the time in the world.
Then hit it, and Lloris just like
telegraphed it. I mean, it was a wobbler. It went all over the place, but I mean, come on. At least make an effort.
The problem is, I know.
All right. Where do we start? Lord's gone on. Wrexham gone up the next league. Liverpool win. Newcastle win. Spurs fan. What about 6 trips?
It's all on the list.
That is Perry. And Super Paul Mullen. Yeah,
it's all on there, mate.
But yeah, so then obviously the league's not coming out for the second half, and then Daniel Levy boots Stellini out.
Yeah.
Right.
So knee-jerk.
Choice. Did you have a choice though? I mean, they've played with the same formation all season, and Stellini tries to change it up for like possibly one of the biggest games of the season so far, and it all goes tits.
The funny thing was, he was being criticised the week before for keeping things too samey. So then he takes it on board, changes it around. Yeah, and then they absolutely bottled it. But it's good to see, like, obviously, outside of Newcastle, no one's going to talk about Joe Linton and his turnaround. But Newcastle fans are all like, oh my God, this guy's like, this is the player we thought we were signing all those years ago.
His first touch from that pinged over ball from Shah was absolutely amazing. Insane. Nobody mentioned it.
I know. Like I say, this is the guy who couldn't hit a ball over the banjo a couple of years back. Yeah, this season he's been fantastic as a sort of an auxiliary midfielder, hasn't he? Sort of box to box because he's been a destroyer. But then he's played as a forward again, both sides of the flank and up front, and he's been good. His confidence is back, and that goal sums it all up.
Yeah, took it around the keeper and finished it second time.
He wouldn't have done that, would he? First year at Newcastle, he wouldn't have been able to do that. His touch would have left him and whatnot. You know, that was a fantastic goal. So that's the thing that Howe doesn't get credit for, because a lot of people talk about, Newcastle spent some money on players, but John Linton's a player that he inherited and has done fantastic turning his career around.
He's the prime example of what Eddie Howe could do, really. But
absolutely,
this is awful.
Andy,
so
7 minutes, man.
Rocket though, an absolute rocket. Teal needs to scored. But anyway, Crippy, you not noticed, but Villa are 1-0 up as well.
Oh, I'll take that. I'll have some of that.
Match of the day too gave Newcastle good credit. I thought, yes, they did. They were very complimentary. Check a piece from 442 on YouTube. I've literally just watched that before we came on. Adam Cleary talking about the players that were on the starting lineup for Newcastle on Sunday, who were at Newcastle maybe 2 years ago when everything was shit. And just the turnaround that Eddie Howe managed to do to get them to where they are now.
If you want me to repeat my mantra again, Ash, I will. You know what I'm going to say.
Go on, get it said.
There's no such thing as a bad player. Only the wrong system, the wrong level, the wrong manager.
Hang on. So Andy's going to be very, very happy.
Has it been chalked?
It's been offside for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they'll take it. They'll take it.
Hopefully Andy's not already in the fucking North Sea. Come back, Andy. Come back.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Leicester were pretty good against Wolves as well. They did look good. So that's a nervous one for him.
It's got to be now. I mean, even if it was disallowed, conceding after 7 minutes, never a good sign.
No.
So yeah, Ryan Mason's going to take over from Tottenham. So
they put out a message as well, Ash. They put out a message at 7:00 saying, following the appointment of Ryan Mason as acting head coach, we can confirm his coaching staff. So they've got a new acting assistant head and all this. The names don't mean much to outsiders, but yeah, they're trying to.
Don't mean much to Spurs either, I bet, at this point. Not much change.
They care.
So that brings me on to my little teaser that I said I was going to set you. How many different managers do you think there have been in the Premier League this season?
Different managers, so including existing.
That's including interims.
Starting with the original 20.
Starting with the original 20 and what we've got now based on interim managers, anyone who's taken charge of a game, basically.
I'll guess 40.
And we're including Ryan Mason, who hasn't actually taken charge of a game yet.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like mid to late 30s, isn't it? So I'll go 40 just to sort of seal that block.
I'm just going to go with 37.
I think Leo might be spot on as well.
Kevin's gone 20. Well, we started with 20.
Yeah, say 20 after the. Yeah, I think it's going to be mid 30s or something like that.
So yeah, is that like 20 after the initial 20? So you're thinking 40.
Yeah.
Crippy's gone 40. You've gone 37.
37, yeah.
Andy's gone 34. You're all there or thereabouts. Once Ryan Mason takes charge, it will be 38.
Fair play.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I am right then. I am right.
Yeah.
I am right.
I couldn't believe that. 38
Yeah.
different managers.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to sit and try and name them, but fucking hell, that's a lot of managers.
Some teams are on their third manager as well. There's a few of them, aren't there, that are on their third gappers?
That's a quality comment. Lost count in 2 seconds after Chelsea. Just brilliant. Yeah, so that was your little teaser for the week. Laurie's Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe set to beat Sir Bobby Robson's 2003 points tally. 10 points off with 7 games remaining. I think that's he's going to get that, isn't he?
I saw it on Facebook and I wanted to make a comment about it because it doesn't get spoken about a lot how good Sir Bobby was at Newcastle and that season they had. Like Newcastle were class.
Outside of Newcastle, it doesn't. Yeah, but
it gets ignored that this was Newcastle. Newcastle weren't there at that time, were they? It was a hell of an achievement for Sir Bobby. It showed how good he was as a coach. Yeah. Because I was ignorant back in that day, I didn't realize that Bobby had managed Barcelona and stuff. So I was so ignorant to his CV. And then when I researched all that, after they finished in the top 4, I was like, oh wow, this guy's the real deal. It's like no wonder he got Newcastle to where they were.
On Netflix.
No, I haven't seen it.
His documentary on Netflix. It's really good.
Phenomenal.
So good.
He's brought through so many coaches, hasn't he? Like Mourinho was his interpreter and whatnot. I think even he managed some of the greats too. So yeah, he's an incredible legacy in football.
Oh, absolutely amazing. I remember going on the stadium tour back when he was manager, and no, it wasn't actually. It was after he was manager. And at one point, they take you pitch side and you sit down and you talk a load of shit. And I didn't realise at the time, but where I'd sat was Sir Bobby Robson's seat.
Nice.
That's just fucking Sir Bobby Robson's seat, St James's Park.
Yeah.
Love that, man. So it's not just the fact that he's gunning for that record, he's also the second quickest Newcastle manager to hit 100 points after Kevin Keegan.
Wow.
That's a pretty esteemed company to be in.
I guess I was shocked that he was appointed manager at Newcastle because I know that he did do a job at Bournemouth, but I still thought it doesn't necessarily mean it will translate into a good job at Newcastle because he's not had good success with signing more expensive players and stuff, had he, with how it went. So I thought, a bit of a risk for that, but his coaching has been on point. So that's first and foremost fantastic. And then Newcastle have been smart not signing the world, being very cautious with it, signing players they know that can improve the team without going too far and trusting that the existing players are good enough to make up the squad before they look to upgrade in certain positions. So
I think they just need to look at us, don't they, for that? Just don't piss away your money. It's not going to get you anywhere. But with Eddie Howe as well, we were flirted with him so many times because he's an Everton fan or was an Everton fan. Like he's every single time we lost a manager was Eddie Howe. And he did, like I said, he did a good job at Bournemouth, but we were like his next step, like our sort of team.
Yeah.
At the time, maybe not now, but you know what I mean. So yeah, he's doing good. And also he's English as well, isn't he? So
Eddie Howe is, that's another thing. Actually, he's on point. He's on course to get the most points an English managers ever gotten in a Premier League season this season.
Wow.
I had my reservations. I wanted Eddie Howe at Newcastle for years, and then when we had the takeover, I was like, no, we want somebody big.
Aim a bit higher, yeah, that's what I thought.
But when we got him in, I was like, no, let's give him a shot. And I saw the video of his first training session, and I thought, this guy's just fucking phenomenal. He's got them running, like he got them blowing out their ass on day one. Like, this is the one. Interesting question here from Kevin. Who was better, Clough or Robson? I mean, Robson for me because bias, but Clough was pretty.
Yeah, I'd say the majority of people would probably go for Cloughy just because of the European Cup. It's hard. That's hard to do, isn't it? When was it back to back with is it Derby or Forest? Forest. Sorry.
Must admit, I had my doubts about Eddie, but he's more than proved everyone wrong. Absolutely.
I have a lot of the players.
I have question marks about him, and I don't understand why. What more does he have to do to prove himself?
That Newcastle are second behind Arsenal and Man City this season. They've been consistent all season. You can't say it's luck at this point because they've had defeats. They've bounced back straight away. Not much more can do, is there?
Exactly.
So,
I mean, we only had 4 league defeats.
and you made a final.
We made a final. We got knocked out of the FA Cup by Sheffield Wednesday, like the lowest point of our season.
Yeah.
But when you look at the team he put out, it wasn't really. There was hardly any first teamers in there. But anyway, let us move on to Man City to win the treble. Yep, they're going to get the league. For sure, they're going to get the league. FA Cup, probably. It's all about that Champions League.
Yeah, Real Madrid are probably the best team outside of them in the tournament, aren't they? I think the winner of that probably wins it, beats either Milan or Inter. Can't see an upset happening in the final there. So,
yeah, but the thing is, look at last year. Was it last year? Madrid were
Real Madrid.
Liverpool now.
Real Madrid won it last year.
No one saw Madrid beating Liverpool. Everyone thought that's an easy win for Liverpool, and it's got Ancelotti, didn't they? So
they're the masters of Europe. This is why they do it.
Eddie Howe for Newcastle by far has been the best manager they've ever had. You can't compare the legend Kevin Keegan. Not yet, but won't be long.
Yeah.
They will be uttered in the same breath, that's for sure. So are we back in City for the treble then, or are we just domestic double?
Yeah, I think Liam was right. I'd probably be more comfortable putting money on Real Madrid to win over 2 legs than I would Man City.
Yeah. I think that's where I am with it, to be honest.
The thing is, the 2 games against Madrid, they play us in between.
No, well, that's nice.
So,
nice training session for the minute.
Exactly. I mean, they'll play the second string, but their second string still got Julian.
It's very strong.
Mahrez, whoever, everybody else. Foden's probably going to come back for that game as well.
Just resurrecting
if they can't beat Real, if they get knocked out again at this point, when are they going to win it? Because you've spent more money than everyone else has on players. When is it going to be for Real Madrid?
I think right now,
as we speak, they're losing 4-2 away to Girona as we speak. Real Madrid, so they've not been at the races this season. Obviously, they're miles off Barcelona in the title race.
I don't think
they're not. To be fair, but the team are fallible, aren't they? So
it's the Champions League as well, because this will be Ancelotti's last season, I reckon.
You think?
If not, they'll give him maybe a couple of months at the start of the new one and then sack him again.
If they don't win Champions League, he'll probably leave. If they win Champions League, he'll stay.
And then
because they do care more about that
when we get the new stadium, comes back around.
Kev's back in City for the treble, and he hopes they get the treble just to upset Keane. But if Arsenal win the league, then that's fab for them.
Yeah,
I mean it is. It's fab for everybody if Arsenal win the league because you're a bit bored of the same team winning year in year out. But I don't know because Arsenal have completely bottled it. They're fucked.
I'm not convinced that City will have a perfect finish to the season. That's why Arsenal will have a chance to rectify their error, but will they take it? That's the question.
Tomorrow's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is the thing: you can see Arsenal winning tomorrow, get beat at Newcastle, then City will be right, there we go, that's our chance, and then probably get beat by us. And it's do you know what I mean? It's one of them seasons.
No, but like we said on Sunday, that's the shit that happens, isn't it? When you're down the bottom, you get those freak results.
I think they can afford to draw against City because it's at the Etihad, isn't it? But the Newcastle one is a big game. They've probably got to try and win at Newcastle, and that's not many teams do. So, has anyone won it there this season? One team's won at Newcastle. So, Liverpool. Liverpool, and that was it. So that's a big ask.
It is indeed. Haaland's just a monster. No, he's not. He's a cyborg. Genetically engineered meat machine.
I agree, Kev.
Can't see Arsenal winning tomorrow. 3-1. Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Everton. We have to talk about them. There's a literal war of words going on. Letters back and forth. Talk us through it, Liam.
Well, Cam, right, yeah. So on Friday night, you released a letter addressed to the some fan group. I can't remember what they're called now, and basically saying that he's just the bee's knees. If it wasn't for him, Everton wouldn't be anything. He's the reason Everton survived last season. When we survived against Palace, Lampard wanted to celebrate with Kenwright, and all the replies to it is just like videos of Kenwright going to Lampard, going, "Come here, come here, come here," and Lampard's on the honest to God, just go, please. But yesterday, investment from, I think it's 777 Sports Group, something like that, is looking like it's happening. With that, they're going to get some boardroom changes. Apparently, is one of the reasons behind it as well. One of the deals. So
and Kenwright's going to get booted like the Persian messenger in 300.
It's just annoying because, I mean, I've known is Kenwright as like an actual football fan. He took over whenever it was, but he's just. Well, we've had more relegation fights than we've had cup finals with him. That's all I need to say. And that's 2 in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Our last final was 2009 against Chelsea, where we got beat. We've had a couple of semi-finals where we've bottled it. But when Mashiri came in, like you are now, that's what we were all expecting. We were always flirting with the top 4. Like, can that be the season we're going to break the top 4 monopoly? Can we break them? Can we break them? Finally get the money. We had the best ever season. The season before, with Lukaku, Morelos, Barkley, Deulofeu, get the money, and then we sold Lukaku, sold Barkley, sold John Stones. It was like, right, so where do we go from here?
Yeah.
And we just bought absolute meth. So
that's always where clubs go wrong, though. When I say Everton have had some amazing squads down the years, but if you're going to stay being a selling club, eventually your recruitment aren't going to be able to replace the players you've gotten rid of adequately, and you're going to struggle. And that's what's happened with them. Like I said, like Liam said, they've got rid of some stars.
Becoming a selling club, like I said, it's not really that bad. Look at any, I won't say any team, but look at like the Dortmund, Leipzig. Well, the issue with Kenwright, we've got our new stadium coming. That's the only reason he's still here. If we didn't have this new stadium in the Ponds, he would have long gone, I'd like to think. But because he knows he's going to get a bit more money when the stadium's complete.
It's just hanging on.
That's the only reason he's staying. But yeah, it looks like Dortmund, Red Bull, Leipzig, they're both fighting with Munich every now and again when they want to. But there's the model. Like, you produce the players, sell them on, but it's how you replace them afterwards.
Yeah.
That's the key.
We've said it a million times about Brighton, haven't we? Sell their top players, but they always replace with somebody just as good.
This season's a prime example of what not to do with Everton. They sold Richarlison and then brought in McNeil and Mopé. It's like, come on, not even close, is it?
No.
And the reason we sold Richarlison was for FFP. Like, we had no reason. We had to sell him. Like, and we shot ourselves in the foot because we had to meet the deadline.
Right.
I said it last year. If we go down, we won't come back up. I fully believe that anyway. I feel like
if this 777 deal goes through, do you think
it might be a bit different, but I think it's more of a case of TV money is massive. Yeah. All our players, fair enough, they'll leave. Not really. I'll be a bit bothered about some of them, but I'm not that arsed because, like on the weekend, half of them not arsed anyway. So why should we? The only player I was ever devastated about losing was Richarlison, and he's went.
Yeah.
So it's one of them. But if we go down, I feel like Sunderland, Leeds, it'll take us ages to get back up. And that's the issue. We can't go down. If we go down,
not with this new stadium.
It's curtains. Because we're probably not administration. And the FA, Premier League, whoever, EFL will make an example of us with this breach of rules that we've done. And they'll just, like, there's another 30 points deducted or whatever you want to do. Because, they make up the rules as they go along.
Yeah, just make it up. Yeah, they'll just pile on for the crack. It's not all bad news, though, because since Dyche has joined Everton, they picked up more points than Chelsea and 4 other teams.
Yeah.
Is that your stat, Crippy?
That was me, yeah. It was me doing the annoying fan thing, yeah. They'll be fine.
That frown upside down.
Yeah. Got to keep it positive in the group, guys. All this negativity, I'm leaving. I'm that guy. They'll stay up. Everyone will be fine.
See, the thing is, compared to last season, I said on Sunday, last season we had all the fans were behind, and I was down last season, but we had Richarlison. That's all I keep saying. We had Richarlison, and he gave 150% every single game. He played injured. That's the issue. He didn't care. But then Calvert-Lewin's finally come back, and we're getting our players back at the right time. But is it too late? When we played Arsenal and we won Dyche's first game, Calvert-Lewin played 60 minutes. And then we played Arsenal 2 weeks later and Calvert-Lewin was a doubt. How do you go from a doubt to missing 8 games?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. What we're doing? Royal Rumbles? What?
He's made of soggy paper, though, isn't he?
I remember that was Vincent Kompany, though, wasn't it? Do you remember? He would always be like, he's doubtful to play. Then he'd have a month injured. And it's this guy should be resting, shouldn't he? They're trying too hard to get him back. And every time he plays, comes off injured after half an hour. It's you're professionals. You're meant to be experts that know a player's conditioning. And why are you throwing him in if he's not ready? That kind of thing.
Well, I think that's the reason we've taken our time with him. Because of, I don't want to say Lampard rushed him back because he was under pressure, but Benitez did that. We know that for a fact because he played with so many injuries. Richarlison played with injuries. I think Decore played a couple of games with a broken foot. And it just screwed us so much. I understand obviously they're under pressures, but, cost him his job in the end of the matter. But again, with Benitez, he should never, ever have been appointed. And it came right as the biggest blue there is, apparently. How can he sit there and be like, that's a good appointment, that.
The fans will love that
one.
We did it with Alec McLeish as well. That was unpopular, very unpopular. Obviously, it's Birmingham City. But on the injuries thing, when you speak to players that do podcasts or whatever after they've retired, they do say that they spent maybe half their career playing through injuries or whatever, didn't they? Yeah, so it is. I think managers do just take that gamble, don't they? They say, what they can do is enough. So even if they're not 100%, we'll try and get away with it. But it can be risky for some players.
Last thing, so with Calvert-Lewin, when we played Fulham the other week, we got beat 3-1 in the end. But he was a doubt for that. It was he trained all week. Social media posted that he was going to be the player. Get him on the bench, throw him on 20 minutes. We've got a focal point in the box. And that was the other thing. Against Fulham, we played Route 1 football. Against Palace, we barely got the ball in the box. So you finally get a 6'3" striker.
Don't give him the ball.
Tiki-taka football.
We'll see if Lloris's injury is real as well, won't we? Because you said earlier, if Tottenham got a game on Thursday, if he doesn't start, then okay, you go maybe. But if he does start, it's so you were being a child then.
Oh, he was totally being a child, yeah.
Yeah.
Being a right bitch. Leeds also, since appointing Gracia, have got more points on Chelsea and 6 other teams.
Yeah.
Picking on Chelsea, I feel a bit here with the way you've worded this.
It's my SEO headline expertise. I can't switch the brain off.
Leeds and Everton both got a good chance of safety.
Yeah, based on form. Since they've appointed new managers, they've been better than at least 3 other teams, which is all you need to do, isn't it? Forest have also been atrocious since then, so that's one in Southampton and whatnot. So yeah, keep the faith, boys. Keep the faith.
I just don't want any of my podcast friends to go down.
All right.
Don't want to talk about the championship next season.
No, they can't be on it. If the team's in the championship, they're not on the pod. This is the Premier League only. This is elitist. Get out.
Ouch. We had a fucking sweaty sock on the other week, man. Talking about
Villa is safe in the Premier League. I'm back to being cocky again and insufferable.
He don't want to look. Get on, lads. Dyche is the ginger special one. There we go.
Hopefully. I mean, Crippen can keep all his faith, that's fine. I feel like if I prepare for the worst, expect the best, then expect the worst, prepare for the best. Yeah. You knew what I meant.
We knew what you meant.
If you're in Dyche's, but if you're in Dyche's shoes, it's a hell of a job because you think, well, Everton are obviously a big club. We will always have players that want to play for us. So if we can just start the season, get the investment a bit better in the summer, you think if I probably will stick around here, isn't it?
Our team isn't bad. Our team is. I said it a couple of weeks ago. No disrespect to Fulham, we're better than Fulham. Like you don't. Jordan Pickford's England number one, like undoubtedly, exactly on paper. But we've not played our strongest 11 once this season, and that's the issue. But if we stay up, then that's what we need to build. I saw something with Wenger this morning about Arsenal. It's like it gets to a certain stage of the season where you've got players who have never been like in a title charge or relegation fight, and they're just getting the basics wrong. Instead of focusing on we need to win this game, just do the basics.
Yeah.
And I was listening, I was like, you know what? He's spot on. I mean, that's the reason why he was a world-class manager, but just do the basics. Like just play the game how you do it in training. Although we got beat by Chester the other week, but just do what you do in training and it'll come naturally. Just don't try and force it.
Do you want to go into this now, or are we going to save it for the results predictions?
I said we should have our full strength side. Thursday's going to be horrible. Going to be a protest before the game, and most of all, Anthony Gordon's back. Because I don't know if you saw he post on his Instagram. See you Thursday. Did you see it, Ash?
I haven't seen it. No.
That's good baiting. Come on, that's good baiting.
Thursday with him just smack.
Yeah, that's good baiting. I got to give him that. But he knows how much he's hated.
But this is the issue. Like, there's some things you just don't do, and it's just like, come on. Like, I know he's left and he's got a bit of shit, but he's got shit because of what he said.
What he did, yeah.
It's not like Rooney, who's like left to go to United and he got shit because everyone loved him and he was like God. But he's gone and said, you need to stick by the team. They really need you right now. Hang on, you jump ship the first chance you got. But
remember, he feels vindicated, doesn't he? He's in this delusion where what he said about I helped them stay out. Yeah, he thinks he's so. Yeah,
3 defensive goals and an assist.
It might make Everton the Newcastle rivals now. This could be exciting, couldn't it? This could be a thing for the future.
They're obsessed already. The issue is, though, to be fair to them, though, they might actually bring some fans for once. They might actually bring some fans to go to something now. So, be a good day out for them.
Sell out every away game.
I was saying Newcastle.
You got Eddie Howe there, but you didn't usually. I put plenty of times Goodison Park against Newcastle and it's just empty.
That's probably they're all in the park and not fighting. That's why.
Northerners
fighting amongst themselves, to be quite honest. At that point. Can you imagine Gordon scoring the winner? Fucking hell, man! It'd be hell on.
I would fear for his life.
He'd have to get escorted out the ground, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I genuinely don't think he'll get on the pitch. I think
Eddie Howe needs to be smart as well too.
Because he'd celebrate, wouldn't he? You would celebrate to try and wind him up. He's like, yeah, Gordon, you're not strong enough, mate, to save yourself. They will kill you.
The fans are going to turn on and probably the players will try and get a nice slide dig in, or he's going to do something stupid.
100%.
Get him the yellow card and he will go.
Yeah.
I don't think he should
be anywhere near the pitch.
But do you reckon he would celebrate then if he scored?
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, of course he would.
Yeah, I think so. I don't
wouldn't celebrate in front of the Newcastle fans either.
Yeah,
do a fucking lap of honour. That's how much of a shithouse he is.
I think in the middle. I think he would celebrate in the corner where the Everton fans and Newcastle fans are, but not. I don't think he would do. He wouldn't do another way.
I don't know. I think he'd be that much of a shithouse. He'd be like, "Do you get what I mean?" I have to say, "I'm still one of you. I'm still one of you. Don't worry. I'm sorry."
Which is a great segue.
It's a perfect segue. Well, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So Nico Williams and Theo Walcott scored at the weekend against the former clubs. Didn't celebrate. Does anyone give a shit? Like, how long do you
I'm
have to be out
sick
of
of it.
the game for the thing? Can I just celebrate for my club now?
Yeah. Nico Williams played like 20 games tops. Not even that for Liverpool. It's like, mate, you're not a Liverpool legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like Walcott, I think I can understand Walcott's a bit, but at the same time I can't because okay, Arsenal go for the league, but your team's fighting relegation.
Yeah.
You've just gone 2-0 up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it was in front of the Southampton fans, he might have give it a little bit like a fist pump or something. But yeah, Nico Williams, he's just another shit house anyway. So.
Honestly, that really wound me up. I was like, no one even knows you play for Liverpool, mate. Get like your career's just beginning. Like, get on with it. My God, you're not going to be considered a Liverpool player in 5 years' time. You know,
I think the only time that they shouldn't really celebrate is if they've come up through the academy and had like 10 years playing for their first team. And then if they go on to another club and score against them, maybe don't celebrate. But other than that, I mean, we all know footballers are mercenaries. They go where the money is. They have no loyalty to the club they're at.
No.
So why pretend? We all know it's bullshit.
If you care that much, don't play against your former team then. Right, Rich?
Yeah. Ask not to play.
Yeah, just Lloris the shit out of it. I don't want to. I don't want to go out there anymore. Walcott, he must be 50 at least. Oh, we're just being nice, Rich. We'd all just made up.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, Rich, you know what? I might send you a message afterwards and tell me how it feels like to be in the Championship because we've never been there. So you can tell me about it. You can tell me what it's like to actually win a trophy. Oh wait, the only trophies have won is like the Championship, but even then, was it automatic?
Intertoto Cup, please.
And the top points tally, wasn't it? Did you have the most points as well, Newcastle? 103 or something.
Yeah, most points in the
Championship.
And
they got the big Man United trophy as well the other week as well.
Yeah, and we've got loads of trophies this season, man.
Do you know what? Actually, you must have seen this. Newcastle were getting pelters on Twitter for celebrating their win over Tottenham. People are like taking the mick.
In exactly the same way.
That's like it's basically secured top four. That one. There's a big difference.
They smashed Tottenham. They're third in the table. They scored 5 goals in 20 minutes. Like, when can you enjoy football then? If you're going to do this, as long as you can say Newcastle doing a Tim Pop move, like celebrating a win. So, no, they're legit this season. If they were like 15th and beating a team, and that's all they've got to shout about this season, then maybe you could say, yeah, that's a bit pathetic. But come on, man, we've been talking about this for years.
We've celebrated the same way every time we've won under Eddie Howe. They always do a lap of, even if they get beat, to be honest, they do a lap of honour around the stadium. Always do the dressing room photo.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All these things are just things that we do all the time. It's because there was such a massive disconnect between the fans and the club under Mike Ashley that now the new owners have come in, Eddie Howe's come in, and everyone's like, right, we're all one, we're all in this together. So they're trying to bring the fans in to every aspect of what they're doing. These rounds of applause at the end of games, these photos in the dressing room, it's all just part of bringing the fans closer to what's going on, and we love it. But other fans just think that we're doing it because, oh God, they beat Watford. Look at that, fucking hell, they're kind of mental.
I know.
Not bad.
Such a weird thing. It's like
let's just remember, Liverpool did a big fist pump when they drew with
West Brom. I knew you were going to say that. I swear it was their last home game. It was not something of the season.
I'm pretty sure it was like 0-0 as well.
Yeah, it was either 0-0 or 1-1. Yeah.
What you said, though, when can you appreciate it?
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to celebrate that. You smashed Tottenham.
Yeah, win, lose, and something about draws. What was the other one? Poch going to Chelsea. Fucking hell. Is Kane going to go with him? That is the big question. He's gone at the end of the season. He's gone from Tottenham.
100%.
He cannot stick around in that club. They're dragging him down.
I mean, if I'm in the arm, like, you know what? Gives 120 million, let me go and get Harry Kane.
Tottenham fans really think they've got like a hold on like Poch and stuff. They're like talking about it now. They're living with it. It's like you realise that he managed you for a couple of years and left. That's it. He's got no other ties to the club apart from he was there for a job briefly. You need to move on.
Yeah, they're just convinced he's going to walk back in. They're like, what? What do you mean he's going to Chelsea?
Why would he? Why the hell?
They approached him.
Yeah.
You didn't bother approaching him. You just thought he was going to offer his services and come back.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
It's funny, though, because obviously he's been out of a job since last year, but it was because he's still getting paid by Paris Saint-Germain, which is what I've said before about some managers that take like a year, they take a break, and they still get paid. If he gets a new job, that money stops. So he's been waiting for the right club to come along and like, yeah, Chelsea's the right time. I've had enough. I've had a year of still getting full wages come in. So,
but he knows as well, Chelsea, he's probably got about 6 months, and then
he can't lose, can he, really?
For doing nothing.
If think about it been this season, he knows that they'll probably do better next season because he'll be able to flush some players out and get new ones in. There's no way they'll be as bad this season next season. So it is win-win for him. If they can get top 6 next season, which is possible with Chelsea, because Chelsea are that kind of club. They just go from one to the other, don't they? They're a weird
especially
team.
No Europe as well, though. No
exactly.
Europe, no excuses.
So he can buy himself another season there or two just by having a good domestic campaign, and then he'll be loved by the fans again for racking up, results.
Yeah, following the money, same as every other manager.
Yeah,
exactly. That's top and bottom of it. Same as every manager, every player. They go where the money is,
and now we'll see what he's made of.
Yeah, but like I said, he'll have 6 months. He'll get sacked, and then he gets more money for doing now. Win-win.
Enjoy that severance.
God, we've still got loads to talk about. Southampton conceded 15 goals in the last 6 games, despite getting 3 against Arsenal. Still shipping 3. That's what's going to get them down, isn't it? That defense.
That bottle was bad, though, wasn't it? I don't think a lot of people haven't spoken about that because they've been more talking about Arsenal and how much that result would affect them. But Southampton had that game won, and they threw it away with some god-awful defending.
Nearly lost it as well. That's what.
Yeah.
Nearly. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to fire through these ones nice and quick. Burnley need a point to win the league today, and they can do it at Blackburn. How spicy is that?
Let's see what score is now, actually.
Have a look. Yeah,
imagine that.
Winning the league versus your fucking biggest rivals, man.
Arsenal, Tottenham, they did that, didn't they? Arsenal, they won the league at White Hart Lane.
Yeah. Oh, it's a victory would win them the league anyway.
Well,
it's a matter of time, isn't it? Miles clear.
Looking forward to Newcastle versus the Scummers. Well, it depends which Scummers you're talking about. If we're talking about Everton, I'm actually not know. I think it's going to be a very tough game on Thursday. Leeds winning 1-0. Can they survive? We said earlier about Grazia's.
Crippy said. Crippy thinks.
Crippy's adamant that both Everton and Leeds are going to stay up, and I'll judge Crippy with this. I'll back him.
3 more wins.
I'd happily have Southampton, Forest, and Leicester go down. I can't stand Leicester. Can't stand any team that does that. You're shit after a goal kick. So.
I don't want Leicester to go down, though. I don't want Leicester to go down. That's too big for me. But they're probably going to have to, otherwise it's going to be Leeds.
That's too big for you. So you're saying they're bigger than Leeds? Wow, it's good job, Andy's done.
No, I said I don't want. If Leicester don't go down, it's going to be Leeds or Everton. But I think Leicester, you can't win the title and then go down. 6 years later, it's crazy, isn't it?
But it shows how mad the league is, isn't it? How you
know.
Well, it's like me and Andy next season we could win the league. That happened. I think bloody hell. I don't know what.
Gotta be honest, Villa. As shit as it is being in the Championship, when you're a big team, it is fun. Anyway, speaking of Championship, the battle for the League One promotion is a lot of ex-Premier League clubs. Ipswich, Sheff Wed, Barnsley, Bolton, Derby, Portsmouth and Villa are stuck in there. Not Villa, Charlton. Where did I get Villa from?
Yeah. Wait, won't get us another one. Yeah.
Seriously, where did I get Villa from? I've read Villa there when I read Charlton. I am possibly dyslexic. Anyway.
They used to be close.
Yeah, that's a lot of ex-Premier League teams.
And it shows, doesn't it? Clearly, they've got obviously the bigger fan base, which means they'll always get more money than the competitors. So they're obviously going to be. They should lead that table because they can bring in better players. But it just shows how far they've all fallen. Like Ipswich, bloody hell, man.
Well, it was this Blackburn went down not long after winning the Premier League. Yeah, that happened. It's going to happen to Leicester.
It was financial, though, wasn't it? With them, they overspent, and then they had to sell Shearer, and it all fell apart for them.
Full of optimism. He's the most positive man I've ever met. Pompey won't get the playoffs.
Yeah, they're off. Yeah.
Fair dues. And the last one is Wrexham. Hollywood FC promoted into the Football League. What I like about that is obviously it was going to happen. They've got more money than anybody in the non-league, but it was the fact that it showed that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney actually do care in what they've done. The emotion just totally got them at full time. And you can't fake that. I know they're both actors, but you can't fake that. They genuinely love what they're doing. Yeah.
They stayed in Wales. It's like, we know that this was a drunken prank or something that they thought, let's do something fun. Let's invest in the club or something. We know that it would have started from that kind of humour. And then they've actually gone, well, let's actually try and run this properly because there are fans of
my skin.
It's hilarious seeing them. Paul Rudd was in a pub in Wrexham talking to fans. It's just bizarre, isn't it? Absolutely insane.
Ex-girlfriend's from Wrexham. I lived down with her for a bit down there, and she sent us a message of Paul Rudd in the turf. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. Do you want a roommate? I'm moving back. I want to go on the lash with fucking Paul Rudd. And one of the Russos was there as well. Anthony Russo, I think.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and obviously Brian and Rob.
We should like this, though, because it's getting the Americans into, as they call it, soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, but it's good in a way that they're getting involved in it now, because now they're going to start to appreciate the intricacies of why we love the game so much. So I'm all for it.
They can realise how a sport's supposed to be set up and how you can compete with other countries.
Yeah,
we have a European
Cup. Go down.
Yeah, we have a European Cup that actually has fucking teams from other countries in Europe in it, and not a World Series that's just America.
Yeah.
That story's great. Football showcase British leagues. It did, and the documentary on Disney Plus was fantastic.
My biggest annoyance is that Sky Sports are actually going to show an actual interest in League Two now.
Of course, yeah.
That's the thing that's annoying me. And I mean, you said obviously Wrexham got all the money, but they've got a League One striker out front for them. Like, it's just things like that which are really annoying. Like
he's miles ahead of everyone else in that league for sure.
A football fan point of view, like if I was a Boreham Wood fan or any team that have been beaten by Wrexham, like it's not even fair though, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna have that attitude for sure, and there is a bit of that, but the story in general, it's just too good to not follow, and I get why there's so much.
I'm not going to call it. I'm not calling it a fairy tale because it's not. It's not like when Bournemouth went up the league. That's not a fairy tale. They spent tons of money, but it's just cool. I like the idea that
whatever it was.
I just like the idea of that they have taken it seriously, and it's like what clubs that tend to spend more do make their way up to the leagues. But on that subject, look at Salford. They're still stuck in League Two after 4 seasons now.
I think that'll be a good thing next season. Salford versus Wrexham.
Well, they're not going to go up at this rate. They're in the playoffs, but they've had 14 defeats this season, and that's gone quiet. I remember how they were dominating the media, and now clearly the investments died down with Salford. The interest has gone down with the owners, and they're not cutting the mustard.
And they're actually football people who won that.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 ex-players with tons of money, and what's going on? Don't seem to be interested anymore, guys.
An American and Canadian come in and show you how it's done.
Absolutely.
Right, we have 1 million score predictions to do, so buckle up and let's rattle on through. Forest versus Brighton gets us kicked off. We're starting with Wednesday's fixtures. Forest Brighton, lads. Liam.
2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest.
2-1 Brighton.
Are you just literally going to back every team around you so that when it doesn't happen, you can feel better about yourself?
A bit of both, yeah. But I mean, it's the fact that they're at home and it's a night game. The crowd should be up for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if any team needs a win, it's going to be a midweek game under the lights at home. So that's why I'd go for it. But I'd love a Brighton. But, yeah.
But you're back in 2-1 Brighton, Crippy.
Yeah, 2-1 Brighton.
So is Andy, who is decaying inside. Oh, bless him. Kevin's going 2-1 Brighton. Yeah. I've gone 2-0 Brighton. Moving on, because there's so many to do. West Ham versus Liverpool. I'll kick us off. I've got a 2-2 draw for this one.
Ooh.
Liverpool shaky away. West Ham starting to find a footing a little bit. I think it's a draw. Crippy, what do you think?
2 in Liverpool, because as Liam will tell you, Moyes doesn't have a good record against Liverpool. He ain't very good at that. So yeah, 2 in Liverpool.
Very fair. Liverpool 2-1 from Andy. Liam, what do you think?
I'm gonna go West Ham.
Oh,
he's doing it again.
3-1 West Ham.
Yeah. Fucking hell!
You know what he's doing. You know what he's doing.
West Ham are safe.
Yeah, they are pretty much.
No one saw them beating Bournemouth 4-0. Like that's ridiculous. But I don't know. I just feel like it'll be like close 2-1, and then Antonio will go like a madman and score.
Yeah.
Kind of super frisky for that one.
There we go. We'll have that.
Chelsea Brentford. I almost backed Chelsea to win, and then I remembered that it's Chelsea, and I've gone with a 0-0 draw. What do you think, Liam?
2-0 Chelsea.
Super Frank Lampard.
Yeah. 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. They got to win sometime, haven't they?
I was going to back them for a 1-0, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
They're crap, I know.
Andy has gone with a 1-1.
Yeah.
And another 1-1 from Kevin. Some bloody fence sitting going on. Man City Arsenal, the big one. Crippy, what's happening with this one then?
2-1 Man City. I'd love to be wrong, but
very matter of fact there. Liam?
I hope it's a banger as well. You know, like the Liverpool game.
Yes.
But I think it'll just be so tight and nervous. Like,
yeah.
Arsenal. The thing is, City will play because like they have to win, but at the same time, they're not going to go gung ho because it's Pep, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see who goes 1-0 up first and how the tactics change. But I'll get 3-2 City.
That was what I was going to go with as well, to be honest. And then I started to think, no, it's going to be more cagey, and I have gone with 2-1 City. 2-0 to Brighton. Catch up, Rich. 3-1 City from Andy, and 3-1 to Man City as well from Kevin. Yeah. Nobody back in Arsenal. Weird one. Sutton, Bournemouth.
Oh, Derby. South
Um,
Coast, baby.
Liam, thoughts?
Let me have a look at the league table there quickly. I don't know. Again, I think Bournemouth are safe. Yeah, no, I think Bournemouth are just not safe.
I
think
thought they were,
but
but
they're safe.
If they win that, they're safe. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I thought they were slightly dragged back into it at the weekend.
Yeah, but they've got a game in hand though. Oh no, ignore me because I just saw Leeds and Leicester on 33. It's because they're playing now. Bournemouth 3-1. They'll want a reaction after the 4-0 the other day.
That 4-0 must have been playing on my mind because I've got Southampton 1-0.
I'll go draw 1-1. 1-1, yeah.
Probably more likely, to be fair. Andy's going Nils. Richie's going Bournemouth. Where are we up to?
I think we know where we're up to.
Genuinely didn't, I've got to be honest. Didn't do that on purpose. Wasn't trying to build suspense. Go on then, Crippy is the neutral. Kick us off.
Oh, tough. I'll go Newcastle 2-1. Sorry, Liam. They don't need to win. I said they don't need to win this game. Stay up. This isn't the one they need to win. Stay up. Everton have got 2 games they'll win, and they'll be fine. But this is the one they'll lose, I reckon.
We said on Sunday that Everton could treat this one as a free hit. Just
they can, yeah.
Don't have to expect anything from it. But I do think it's going to be a tricky one. But obviously not that tricky because I've gone 3-0.
I had more respect than that. That's outrageous.
Wow. I think I did this score prediction while I was drinking me coffee. I was obviously feeling a bit frisky because I don't think it's going to be that easy, but I do back us to win anyway.
Yeah.
Kev's with 2-1 Newcastle won't be easy.
Yeah.
I agree. 2-1 Newcastle from Andy and a 2-0 from Richie.
Yeah, we know what Andy wants. He's playing the game.
So Liam, how's it going to go?
3-1 Newcastle.
See, any of these predictions could be right. And then there's also that chance that Everton get their points.
Dicey.
Oh,
Richie said Gordon's going to score his first as well, by the
way. Gordon is going to be nowhere near that pitch. Nowhere near it.
He'll be injured. He'll get an injury this week.
He'll be on the bench, but he'll not get on. Spurs versus Man United. Another big one, actually. This one will really put Spurs out of it if they lose. So I am backing Man United. 3-1. I don't think Spurs are going to bounce back at all. After
I don't know if United got the bottle to win at Tottenham now. I would go 2-1 Man United based on form as well. But United also, they have they're not the finished article, are they? I'll go 2-1 Man United, but I'm not happy about it.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I go with it, but I'm not convinced.
Spurs 2-0.
2-0 to Spurs. You are backing them to bounce back.
Yeah.
Who starts in goals? That's the question.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
2-1 Man United from Andy, and 1-1 neither are great. That's a good shout as well. Palace versus West Ham. It's going to be quite a spicy one. Both of them are very inconsistent, but when they win, they win. Is this 2-1 home or 2-1 away, Crippy?
Palace, yeah, Palace.
You're backing Uncle Y.
Hodgson, I love him. I love Roy.
I do.
Yeah.
I've gone 2-1 the other way.
Oh, all right.
Well, it's nothing personal.
What is that? It's not personal.
Liam, what's your thoughts?
Go 2-1 West Ham. Declan Rice is going to score again. He scored 2 in the last 2, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in a rich vein.
Can't stand him either.
I can't love him at Newcastle. West
Me
Ham.
too.
Fucking hell, someone's had their week of Bix. You want the Palace from Kevin. Brentford versus Forest. This is just a fixture. So I've gone with a result 1-0 Brentford. Liam?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 Brentford.
You're doubling up, though.
Yeah.
Great.
2-1, you know me, I never back clean sheets. 2-1 Brentford.
You never do. Andy's gone 2-0 Brentford as well, as has Kevin. So that seems to be the consensus on that one.
Yeah.
So Forest to win 2-0.
Probably. Brighton versus Wolves. Oh, this is an interesting one. Another low scoring meh of a game, I think. 1-0 Brighton. Crippy.
2-1 Brighton.
Liam.
Yeah, 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Oh, Kevin's up there. He's gone 3-0 Brighton.
Sorry, Kev.
And he's gone 2-1 to Brighton. Brighton. Bournemouth versus Leeds.
So I've just seen, annoyingly, Fulham City's on Sky. whereas Bournemouth Leeds isn't.
Yeah, Bournemouth Leeds is a bit more important than Fulham City, surely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
Bit of an odd one.
But is it going to sell out the viewing figures? Even if it's a relegation battle, do outsiders care about that enough? That's what Sky don't tend to make. No, I know, but it's because City in it. Sky don't tend to make mistakes when it comes to that kind of viewership. They know, don't they, that fans are kind of idiots. They're like, "Oh, big club, don't watch them. I don't care about other clubs," and they're kind of right, aren't they? That's why Match of the Day always choose the bloody big ones over, the high score.
1-0. Yeah, a 1-0 win between the big teams over a 4-0.
Because they watch their big team and they switch off the TV. That's the reality of it. They don't really care about everyone else.
So that being said, what's your score prediction, Liam?
Two 2-1 Bournemouth.
Oh. Creepy.
I'm going 2-1 Leeds, but just to be nice to Andy, based on form, I shouldn't be. But this is the one I said they have to win, don't they? So Liam, look at Liam.
I shouldn't do, but just to be nice to Andy. But Everton get beat by Newcastle. Thanks. All right.
Yeah, but you don't need to win that game. I'll back you.
You know what? Just skip Fulham City and just go to United Villa.
I'll back you in the next one.
Andy's gone with the draw. Don't know whether he'll be happy with that, but that's what he's done.
No, you take a draw away from home.
2-2 from Kevin. Support there. Relegation's going to go down to the final day with 4 teams there. Oh, it absolutely will.
Looks like it.
Spots to Gary O'Neill. Fab for Pompey.
Liam's not going to be happy with that.
So
he'll be sick.
Proper sick. Fulham, Man City. Yeah. Liam.
4-0 City.
Can help.
3-1 Man City.
Big copy of my homework. That's what I've got as well.
Yeah.
Come on, Andy. Ken's gone 3-1 to City. Andy's gone 3-0 to City. Everyone pretty much backing a big City win. Man United versus
7-0.
Oh dear. I've got you getting beat as well. I've got you 2-1.
Yeah. We have one of the worst records at Old Trafford ever. It'll be 2-1 Man United. We just never do anything there. Awful.
And what's your real prediction? Yeah, why are you sticking with it in there?
Okay, why not?
Genius. Love it. Villa 2-1. Fucking hell, Andy.
So take that.
Bloody sure.
Like back Leeds against Bournemouth, so he's going for Villa now. That's why.
I actually do think Villa will get something, to be fair, but just to be, better. 7-0.
Newcastle versus Southampton. This one.
Go on, Ash.
4.
Oh.
Go 4-0. So we've already beat them 5-0 this season, so
true.
It was a 5-1.
Yeah,
so 5-1. What do you think, Crippy?
3-1 Newcastle.
A bit more sensible. Liam?
6-0.
6-0.
He would love like a 20-goal scoreline.
Just get that goal difference pelted. 1-1 at Old Trafford.
No, not for Villa, just rubbish manager. No, I'll fix that.
Oh, Andy's gone big, 5-1.
Yeah.
Kevin's gone 3-0. I'm sure he'd want more than that, though, given his love of Southampton. And finally, Liverpool versus Spurs. You've got a feel for Spurs, haven't you? Newcastle, Man United, Liverpool. Quick succession. And I don't see them getting a point out of any of them.
Agreed.
2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I second
Speaking of Liverpool, where's Jack?
Oh, yeah.
He actually just sent me a message saying he had a double football game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course he did.
Jeez.
He has the occasional double game, to be fair. So
he's missed us back in the win. So were you in agreement there with 2-1?
Yeah.
Ian?
5-0. 7-6-5. There we go. Imagine.
You could give it up today, haven't you?
No, right. No, I'll sensible. I'll 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1. See, Jack, I'll never believe that you're backing.
Yeah.
Predict Saints beating Cherries. 2-1 to Klopp's flops. I think that's a general consensus. Oh, it sort of looked 2-0 from Andy. Missed that.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, we got through it all, and only just over an hour, which isn't bad at all. I thought we were on for an hour and a half tonight. Unless, of course, you've got anything you want to add.
Are we ignoring Monday Night Football, yeah? Wow, son, okay.
You what?
Are we ignoring the Monday Night Football fixture?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're on Sunday, aren't we? So
I know, but still. Everton, that's all. I guess nobody cares about Everton.
Oh, come on then. What's your predictions for Monday Night
We'll
Football?
save it for Sunday. I mean, again, we'll save it for Sunday because I don't know what's happening on Thursday yet, do we? So.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you could be in a much different frame of mind on Sunday.
Cheers, Andy.
Good luck, Andy. Thanks for joining us yet again. Anyone looking forward to the coronation? Not the fucking street
no.
or the king. No.
I'm playing football.
Isn't it? All right. Coronation Street, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
There is nothing I give less of a fuck about than the monarchy, so no. And that's me being executed this week, so we'll not be back. We'll call it a day here, I think. Please do join in on Sunday for the results show that we do. The weekend is over, and we will be back next Tuesday for the live show. Hopefully me and Liam will still be friends, and let's see how it goes. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you can, please do hit like buttons and share buttons. Let's get the channel growing, and we'll see you next week. I think it's all over. It is now.